2 awards at Sundance, right, for Obsoletia in 2010, 2 Spirit Awards nominations, right, Cassavetes. You didn't release the film for 2 years. Do tell.
Okay, I mean, this really bleeds into like, why I wrote a blog recently about self-distribution. When we got into Sundance,
we were like deer in the headlights.
Yeah, I mean, we had not anticipated it. And then we sort of like, as I said in this blog recently, we looked up on Google, what should we do? And, there's no handbooks, that you get when you get in Sundance telling you, here's how to do this. So we were like figuring it out. And we sort of thought, okay, our film has gone in Sundance, so maybe it's going to sell, and like we're going to go to Sundance and we're going to sell our movie, And we went to Sundance and we didn't sell our movie, There was, I think there
was offers, but like, they were so minuscule. You're like, this is
again
a joke.
That thing where it's like, it's no money and there's going to be no like advertising. So we just we ended up, the first year after Sundance, we just went onto the festival circuit, and
that took a year.
We were invited to many festivals around the world, and it was great. And we had a great time going to tons of festivals and having a lot of great experience and meeting lots of wonderful filmmakers and
drinking lots of wine and
it was great.
Lots of little hors d'oeuvres,
which ended really with the Independent Spirit Awards. That sort of like, that was kind of okay. Like, we've spent a year now doing this.
That wasn't wine. That was Jameson's whiskey,
which was way more dangerous.
And those massive bottles. Have you ever tried to get through one of those bottles? Those things are huge.
We didn't try either. And so then we just, at that point, and I was still in that old headspace, and this has like been a massive shift for me this year, but I was still in this headspace of sort of like, I didn't want to be a producer, and I was kind of like, I'm done with this. Like, I just feel like I'm done with this movie. And with it's like awful to think about it, but I was just sort of like, I feel like I've done everything I can, and I got to move on to the next thing. I got to move on. I'm writing something else, and I went to the Sundance Screenwriters Lab with another project and stuff, and I was just like, I just want to focus on new things, making new things, and so the movie just sort of languished, and it was very lucky then that to be honest, lucky that Sundance started this artist services and reached out to us, which was their idea for creating a platform for people to self-distribute their films, really, in essence. And they reached out to us and said, did your film ever get any sort of regular distribution?
Or do you want to be a part of this? And we're like, yes.
And they said, because we'd love your film to be one of the first films that we roll out with this. And we were like, this is perfect for us, And so through Artist Services, basically they negotiated a deal with a company called New Video, who then distributed our movie, digitally and online. I learned so much from this. And we made so many mistakes and did so many things, like in hindsight, where I'm like, oh, no. And, that's why I'm just like, my next film that I plan to shoot this year that we're developing right now. I mean, I'm just like, from day one, like even right now, I'm planning the distribution of it.
Yeah.
And it's not, the aim is not to try to sell it to a distributor. Like that, for me, like the model for that, if you're making a movie like Obsoletia, no stars, again, like an original kind of quirky film. And that was, lots of distributors came to us and they're like, we like your film, we have no idea how to sell it. That was it across the board. It's a great film, we have no idea how to sell it. And this is the part where I go like about that thing about being a producer and taking responsibility for your work. Now where my head is, and I just wasn't there then. Like for me, just making the movie was like the big thing. Now I'm like, no, now I want to like connect the work with an audience. If you take the time to make a film, take the time to build the audience and to like find them and get that film out to those people. And the magic of these films, I think, like, Obsoletia is not a film for everyone. It's never going to be a mainstream movie. It's never going to be like a multiplex kind of movie. And the movie we're making this year is not that kind of movie.
No.
We're not really interested in those kind of movies. So we want to make something else.
No, we are. If somebody came along with the budget, yeah,
but
we'll
I mean,
do
like,
it.
I don't, like, they're not the movies that I go see. They're not the movies that I seek out to watch personally. So like making this next one, I just go like, again, I just want to like create this very niche thing, but take responsibility for it, plan the distribution, and launch it myself,